Hello, this is my vlog 9 for reading pop culture chapter 6 and also chapter 6 of the rhetorical act. So starting off, I'll talk about the rhetorical act chapter 6. And this chapter basically talks about how you when you organize your argument, it how you organize it can be effective and it's up to your your organization to make or break your argument. So if you have an argument and you didn't really organize it, then it's not really effective. And if you organize it properly, steps by steps, then you get yourself a great argument. So the article next the article also talks about different forms of organization. You got your sequence structure, your topical structure, and finally your logical structure. So next, I'll talk about the chapter 6 of reading pop cultures, and they all all the essays here seems to be about movies. So the first essay is The Imagination of Disaster by Susan Sontag. So Sontag in this essay is talking about how science fiction is becoming popular just like back in the day with the Western genre, the cowboy movies, and that everyone is coming to the theater to watch. Most of them just watch science fiction movies, myself included, and that uh, all these movies are become samey, similar, and there's no originality from them. Uh, the the sunrise of science fiction film is due to the increase in popularity and the sudden increase in interest from people, and they want more of these forms of movies. So studios are just pumping out more and more science fictions. Uh, she thinks that the genre of science fiction is saturated and that there needs to be more originality, at least from them, or else it's just gonna be another Western genre. So, in the second essay, Hollywood's Love Affair by Willie Osterwell, he talks about how the government are tracking our everyday life. So, in movies, they also do that. They have the theme of surveillance cameras and how people sim- the author using example from Marvel's Captain America's The Winter Soldier. Uh, One of the government's agency, Shield, use government surveillance to track criminals and things like that. Uh, so Osterwell and as he basically said that due to these movies, they give exposure to these facts that government are tracking us, and but we should also talk about that fact more outside of movies, not just in movies, because many people were just gonna overlook that part of how government is tracking us. So the third essay is Has Hollywood Murdered Movies by David Benby. This is a little controversy to me because he talks about how independent director is is not being motivated to make movies because they all see these blockbuster movies with huge budget behind them being made, and they're not as motivated to make them, and they see all these movies as successful. He also called out how superhero movie is is they're bland, there's no character behind them, which I highly disagree. because I've myself has seen many superhero movies. I've seen bad ones, I've seen good ones, and I think that a good movie, no matter genre, can evoke emotions from you. So for him to say that, it just feels like ignorant and uninformed, and even if he's not a fan, he shouldn't be saying things like he himself had experienced it. So I personally disagree to that essay. And he also talks about how Hollywood is targeting younger audiences uh, to the movie theater, which I think is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I do go to movie theater every month. I'm not a kid, and it's fun being in a movie theater with everyone else there. Like we react to movies and stuff. It's more fun than like watching it yourself. So the final part of this series of essays is an infographic, not an essay. It's 7 steps to a perfect story. So the first steps is to understand the story, what you're making. You choose your plot, what the story is about. You choose your hero, who is gonna be the face of the story, basically. You choose the characters. You choose the people that your protagonist is gonna interact with. That you could build your characters. You build your protagonists surround using these characters. Uh, Next, observe the rules of threes. Observe media, and finally, show don't tell. I think that these are good ways to make a good movie, and when a movie is good, is improve the movie industry, and yeah, that's all I have to say about reading pop culture chapter 6. Thank you for listening.